Hello, my friends, and welcome to Slow Simple English. My name is Andrew, and I speak slowly and clearly, so you can relax and understand more easily. In today's episode, we will talk about listening in English and why listening often feels difficult, even for people who study for a long time. This episode is for you if you understand some English, but still feel confused when people speak. Many learners say the same thing. They say that they know words, they know some grammar, and they can read simple texts, but listening feels very hard. When English is spoken, it feels fast, unclear, and stressful. This does not mean that you are bad at English. It also does not mean that you are doing something wrong. In most cases, it simply means that your brain has not had enough calm listening practice. Listening is not only about understanding words. Listening is about getting used to sounds, rhythm, and the natural flow of English. When you do not listen often, your brain does not recognize these patterns easily. That is why English can feel like noise instead of language. Many people try to solve this problem by studying more grammar or learning more words. But this usually does not help listening very much. Grammar and words are useful, but listening is a separate skill. And every skill needs its own kind of practice. Think about music. If you listen to a song many times, you start to recognize it easily. You know when the chorus is coming, and you feel the rhythm naturally. Language works in a similar way. The more you listen, the more familiar English becomes. Another reason listening feels difficult is speed. Real English is often faster than textbook English. People connect words, change sounds, and speak without thinking about learners. This can feel frustrating, especially at the beginning. But the good news is that your brain can learn to handle this. You do not need to understand everything. You only need regular contact with slow and clear English. That is why this channel exists. Slow Simple English is designed to help your brain feel comfortable with English sounds. Here, English is slower, clearer, and calm, so you can listen without stress. In the next part, I will explain why slow listening works so well and how it helps your brain learn English more naturally. Now, let's talk about why slow listening works so well for learning English. Many people think that slow English is only for beginners or that it is not real English, but this is not true. Slow English is not weak English. Slow English is clear English. When English is slow, your brain has time to hear every sound more clearly. You can hear where one word ends and another word begins. You can hear the rhythm of the sentence. You can hear how words connect to each other. This is very important, especially at the beginning. When English is too fast, your brain has no time to catch these details. Instead of understanding language, your brain feels stress. And when the brain feels stress, learning becomes much harder. Slow listening removes this stress. When you listen to slow and clear English, your brain can relax. And when your brain is relaxed, it can focus on understanding meaning, not on survival. This is one of the biggest reasons why slow listening works so well. Another important point is repetition. When you listen to slow English, you often understand more the second time and even more the third time. Your brain recognizes patterns. It starts to predict what comes next. This is how natural understanding is built. Fast English does not allow this. When something is too fast, you miss parts, and your brain gives up trying to follow everything. But with slow listening, your brain stays engaged. Slow listening also helps you stop translating in your head. When English is slow and clear, you do not need to jump back to your native language so often. You can stay with the sounds and the meaning. This is a very important step toward thinking in English. Many learners believe that they must understand every word to learn, but this is not necessary. Understanding the main idea is enough. Slow listening helps you focus on the message, not on every single word. Over time, something interesting happens. English starts to sound familiar. The sounds no longer feel strange. The rhythm feels normal, and listening becomes less tiring. This is not because English becomes easier. It is because your brain becomes better. Slow listening is like training for your ears. Just like muscles need slow and controlled movement to grow strong, your listening skills need slow and clear input. If you always train too fast, you do not build strong foundations. This is why slow listening is not only for beginners. Even intermediate learners can benefit a lot from slow and clear English. It helps fix gaps, build confidence, and improve overall understanding. Now, let me show you how to use slow listening in your daily life in a very simple and realistic way. You do not need a complicated plan, and you do not need many materials. What you need most is regular contact with English, even for a short time. Many learners think that they need to sit at a desk and study to practice listening, but this is not true. Listening practice can happen during normal moments in your day. For example, you can listen to slow English in the morning while you prepare for the day. You can listen while walking, while cooking, or while doing simple tasks at home. You do not need to give English all your attention every time. It is enough to let English be present in the background. A very good habit is to listen to the same audio more than one time. The first time, you simply listen and try to understand the main idea. You do not stop the audio, and you do not worry about details. The second time, you listen more carefully. You notice more words, more sounds, and more connections between sentences. You may understand more than before, and that is a good sign. The third time, you listen mainly for rhythm and flow. You listen to how sentences rise and fall, and how English sounds naturally. You do not need to repeat out loud if you do not want to. Listening is already helping your brain. If you want to go one step further, you can add gentle repetition. You can pause the audio after a sentence and repeat it quietly or out loud. This helps connect listening with speaking, but it should feel calm, not forced. Another important point is length. You do not need long listening sessions to make progress. 10 or 15 minutes of slow listening every day is enough for many learners. What matters more is that you come back to English again and again. It is also important to choose English that feels comfortable. If listening feels too hard, your brain becomes tense. If listening feels too easy, your brain becomes bored. Slow and clear. English helps you stay in a good balance. You should not try to understand every word. Instead, try to understand the general meaning. Ask yourself simple questions, like what the speaker is talking about or what the main idea is. This kind of understanding is much more useful than perfect accuracy. Over time, slow listening becomes a habit. English starts to feel like a normal part of your day, not something special or stressful. This is when learning becomes much easier. Now, let's practice slow listening together in a very calm and simple way. This is not a test, and you do not need to do anything perfectly. You can just listen, and if you want, you can repeat quietly or out loud. First, I will say a short sentence. Please just listen the first time. I listen to English every day. Now, I will say the same sentence again, a little more slowly. You can repeat if you want. I listen to English every day. Good. Now let's try another sentence. Again, just listen the first time. Listening helps me understand English more easily. And now, I will say it again. You can repeat if you feel comfortable. Listening helps me understand English more easily. Very good. Notice that you do not need to repeat fast. You can repeat slowly and calmly. Now listen to this sentence. It is a little longer, but still simple. When I listen to slow English, I feel more relaxed. And now, one more time. When I listen to slow English, I feel more relaxed. Good. If you did not understand every word, that is okay. Understanding the main idea is enough. Now let's try one more sentence connected to daily life. Just listen. I listen to English while I walk or rest. And now, again. You can repeat if you want. I listen to English while I walk or rest. Good. Take a moment to notice how English sounds. Notice the rhythm, not the grammar. Notice the feeling, not every word. This kind of practice helps your brain get used to English naturally. You are not forcing anything. You are just giving your brain calm input. You can use this kind of listening practice with any slow English audio. You can listen once, then again, and maybe repeat a little. That is enough. Now that we are close to the end of this episode, I want to talk about how you can continue learning in a calm and healthy way. You do not need to do everything at once, and you do not need to change your life. Small steps are enough. If you listen to English like this a few times a week, or even every day for a short time, your brain will slowly adapt. You may not notice big changes from one day to the next, but over time, something important happens. English starts to feel more familiar. At first, you may only understand a little. Then, you start to recognize more words. Later, you notice that sentences feel clearer and listening feels less tiring. This is progress, even if it feels slow. Many learners stop too early because they think they are not improving, but listening is a quiet skill. It grows slowly, in the background. You do not always feel it, but it is working. Try not to compare yourself to other learners. Everyone has a different pace, a different background, and a different amount of time. What matters is that you keep coming back to English. Consistency is more important than speed. If some days you feel tired, it is okay to just listen without repeating. If some days you feel more energy, you can repeat a little more. There is no perfect way. There is only a way that works for you. This channel is here to support that process. Slow, Simple English is designed to be calm, clear, and realistic. You can listen without pressure, without fear of mistakes, and without feeling rushed. If you listen regularly, English will slowly become part of your daily life. It will stop feeling like a school subject and start feeling like a useful tool. That is when confidence begins to grow. Before you go, I want to tell you something important. You are doing a good job. Learning a language takes time, patience, and kindness toward yourself. The fact that you are here, listening, already matters a lot. If this episode helped you feel calmer or helped you understand listening in a new way, you can leave a like on this video. It really helps the channel, and it tells me that this content is useful for you. If you want more slow listening practice like this, you can subscribe to Slow Simple English. New episodes will continue to help you listen, relax, and build confidence step by step. Thank you very much for listening today. Take care, keep listening, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.